Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Lisa Richardson.
And I'm Carolyn.Bannon.
And we are here at the Encompass Health Rehabilitation Hospital. And we're going to be learning all about the wonderful services that they provide. First up, we'll have Renee Bannon. She's the Director of Business Development.
And we're also going to meet former patients. We're going to meet Robert Zinn and Clint Young and hear their stories. I'm really excited, Lisa.
Absolutely. So you all stick around for this episode of 843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where the Low Country comes to speak. .843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
Welcome to 843 TV. We are here at Encompass Health Rehab Center, and Renee Bannon is joining us. And we're going to be talking about what's been happening since your one-year anniversary.
Yes, it's hard to believe that we're now headed on to our second year, but we do have a lot of new capabilities that we've added to our program. So we're now able to do in-house dialysis. And of course that's important because we're not having to send our patients out for that treatment. So we're able to keep them in-house, give them dialysis treatment, and then of course that optimizes their ability to participate in therapy, which is obviously important to their outcome. So that's a very important piece. We also are very proud to have quite a few of the local specialists credentialed here. So we have an orthopedic, we have nephrology, we have cardiology. So we've added a lot of physicians to the team to be able to provide that higher level of care for our patients here. So that's pretty exciting as well.
Well, it's very exciting within a year's time, So before we go further into that, I do want to talk about a bit of a hot topic. And we just had Dorian come through to visit us. That is our hurricane that, thank you for jumped around us.
Yes,
but we all had to go into lockdown or evacuate. So as the hospital here, what was your protocol and what did you have to do?
Yes, so we actually were luckily already taking a lot of steps to prepare for the hurricane season. So we have our plant operations officer that was already helping us get things kind of underway in the preparation phase. So when Hurricane Dorian came, we already had things that were kind of fresh on our mind, and we ended up actually having to evacuate our patients, which there was a lot, of course, involved in that. But we were very successful in making that happen very quickly when we received the word from the governor that there was the medical evacuation. So we took those necessary steps, and all of our patients were very safe, of course. We got them to some of our other hospitals located in the state, and then we were able to actually bring them back after the hurricane to get them back settled, and they never missed very much therapy at all. They stopped here and were continuing their therapy at the other hospitals and right back to it when they came here.
So they never missed a beat then.
That's it.
Encompass Health has 3 core values that are very important to them. Why don't you walk us through what those are?
Yes, so 3 of our core values, and this is something that we take a lot of pride in, and during the first stages of orientation for new employees, this is some of the first things that they kind of learn about our company. So the standards, setting the standards, is one of our core values, and that has a lot to do with setting the standard of hospital level of care. We want to make sure that our patients experience that higher level of care and that we're providing that for the patients. Leading with empathy. Empathy is a very important piece. I empathize with that just because this is a very vulnerable time that our patients and their families are going through. And we want to make sure that every person in our hospital that touches the patient, that has any sort of interaction with the patient, understands the importance of feeling that empathy and understanding what they themselves, the patient and their family, are going through. And then stronger together is another important core value, and that just speaks to, we want patients to feel like we're all a part of the same team. A lot of collaboration goes into the patient's care. Our team here, of course, is the doctor, the medical doctor, the case management team, the director of therapy, director of nursing. There's a lot of collaboration that goes into making sure that that patient has a superior outcome. So that is very important for the patient to feel that they are absolutely important and that they have an entire team that's working with them to get them back to to where they were before.
Well, I totally agree with you, because one thing I think people don't really realize when they end up in a hospital like this, something traumatic has happened. Yet, there's the fear factor. It's the unknown. And even though we know they're going to feel better, but they don't know that, and because they're surely not feeling it. I mean, we'll hear some stories later today with 2 patients that were here. So I really think that's an important part in the recovery for a patient is the empathy and making sure you understand that.
That's exactly right. And you know, what's remarkable to me about the stories that we're going to hear, of course, is that both patients came in on stretchers and both patients walked out of here back to their life. So it's just very important, as you were saying, that the patients do feel that sense of they're nervous, they don't know what their life is going to be like, but we want to make sure that we kind of help them see that and accomplish their goals that they have for returning to their life.
And important to note, in a reasonable amount of time, they were able to get treated and recover.
Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to the stories. That's interesting for sure.
It's National Rehabilitation Week?
It is National Rehabilitation Awareness Week all week. And our theme this year is Discover the Possibilities. And that just kind of speaks to, you know, as you know, our goal is to get patients back to their independent life that they had before. So whether that's golfing, whether that's playing tennis, whether that's playing with their grandchildren, we want them to have that discover the possibilities of after an injury or an illness, what is it, where am I going to be post-recovery? We want patients to understand that we're going to help them get back to doing what they did before. So have that vision for yourself, and hopefully it motivates patients to discover the possibilities for themselves.
It's a lot of passion, you know. So let's talk a little bit about the hospital. Let's talk about the nitty-gritty again, because how many beds are in the hospital? And tell us, you know, in case someone has never heard about the rehabilitation hospital before, give us the details.
Sure. So we are a 38-bed rehabilitation hospital. We are licensed as a hospital, so what kind of sets us apart with that from other, such as like skilled nursing facilities, is that we have our physician is actually required by Medicare to round on our patients at a minimum of 3 times a week. We have round-the-clock nursing care. We have an in-house pharmacy and pharmacist. We have dietitian, respiratory therapy, and as I was mentioning before, of course, our director of therapy, we offer physical, occupational, and speech therapy. And another big component, of course, is we have a department of case management. And case management is from day one already establishing and trying to remove any barriers to prevent the patient from being able to return home. So they're preparing the family, doing education and training, they're assessing their home, seeing what they may need to change. So that's a big piece of that goes into that patient's recovery and, like I said, returning back home.
And also some of the patient conditions, I mean, you're known for your stroke recovery, orthopedic, and now we have dialysis on premise. What are the conditions that come in?
Absolutely. So we have a wide range of diagnoses that we can treat. So stroke, brain injuries, those are some of our specialties, and hip fractures also. And we're going to hear from a gentleman that experienced the hip fracture. But we can also treat spinal cord injuries, amputations, cardiac conditions, pulmonary conditions that lead someone to having, you know, the deficits in their functionality. So wide range of diagnoses that we can treat.
We've got to take a break, so y'all stick around. We'll be back with more 843 TV.